Hi, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jamie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast. As the owners of Hired Hand website software, we've been developing websites and creating internet marketing strategies for livestock breeders for the past 10 years.
The majority of our customers are involved in the breeding of registered animals, such as Texas Longhorns, Highland cattle, horses, and white-tailed deer, where the pedigrees are very important. The From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast examines many of the differences in raising pedigreed livestock for maximum profit. Join us and learn what we're covering today.
So today we're interviewing a couple who have raised registered Texas Longhorns for 9 years. One of them is a landscape contractor specializing in high-end residential and wineries, and the other is a veterinarian. And I bet if you guessed, you might guess wrong. And they both played indoor soccer for a number of years.
One grew up on a cattle operation and the other did not, but it may not be the vet that grew up on a farm. They'll be empty nesters this summer. This is their first year hosting a sale in their region, and they enjoy a good glass or bottle of wine. Should we let them in?
Let's do it.
Hi, we're Scott and Amelia Picker from A&S Land and Cattle in Dundee, Oregon. And we are the host of the Oregon Trail Sale.
Thanks for joining us today.
You bet.
Go ahead and tell us about the date and location of your sale.
Okay, the sale is June 18th and 19th. Well, the sale is the 19th. The futurity is on the 18th, and it's in Dundee, Oregon, kind of 45 minutes southwest of Portland, Oregon.
And that's also the closest airport, right?
That is the closest airport. Yep.
Perfect.
And don't worry, you can go around Portland if you fear Portland.
What about the schedule for the weekend? Can you go over the times of the different events with us?
Friday, we're hosting a wine tour, leaving at 9:30 in the morning, and checking out 3 wineries with lunch included. They're all within, I think, 15 minutes of our house this year. So it's nice to live in wine country. Then we come back in the afternoon, have the Futurity of the West. We're continuing the Futurity that Daniel and Angelina started. That'll be at 4:30. And then after that, we're having our social dinner and social in our barn at 6:30, I believe, 6:30 or 7.
And giving out the Futurity Awards during that time. And then on Saturday, we start the sale at 10 a.m. Pacific Coast time. And it will end whenever. And then afterwards, we go to dinner at a local restaurant.
So how many years has this sale been going on in Oregon?
That's an easy one because it's the first. The actual sale itself, for Daniel Fay, it was the Fay Longhorn sale, had been going on for 12 years. And prior to that, it was called the Northwest Longhorn Association sale. So it's been around for probably around 20 years. And we're just keeping that going.
Nice. Did you play a role in previous years?
Usually entertainment hosts, between hosting get-togethers after the sale. I would like to consider us the John Heaver of Oregon.
That's giving yourself a big.
Yeah, that's giving us a lot of credit. But we would sponsor the wine tour and a lot of the entertainment things. But that was mainly our host, mainly just kind of a secondary host, and then also helping Daniel and Angelina set up pins and things like that ahead of time.
So what made you decide that you wanted to have a futurity with the sale?
When Daniel and Angelina decided they weren't going to do their sale anymore, a couple different breeders that have always participated heavily reached out to Scott and said, "You can't let it die. You have to have somebody has to have it, and it should be you." So we took over the sale and just wanted to continue the futurity as well. We'd finally gotten a futurity started here in the Northwest, and there aren't a whole. I think it's the only one in Oregon, Washington, Idaho.
Yeah.
So
then the other part of that is I think they're just fun. I think people, maybe they don't want to sell some cows. Maybe they don't think they have enough, but they want to see how their cows are stacking up against other people's or their heifers. I think it's a great opportunity for them to just kind of showcase that get to see how they stack up. So it just kind of makes it a little bit of a competitive spirit thing. And I love that.
And remind me, do you have a sponsor for the futurity?
We have sponsors for all the different futurity classes.
Do you want to list off your class sponsors?
Some of the class sponsors aren't set yet, but I know that Jason Hardy, Daniel and Angelina Fay, the Northwest Longhorn Association,
Nick Noyes at Running in Longhorns,
Alex Dees, and there are a couple of actual vendors, Fitzgerald Corrals and Wilco farm stores.
Perfect. So let's switch gears and talk about the sale for a little bit. How many consignments do you have this year?
52 cows. The bull we partner with Daniel Angelina Fay, Top Saddle, is going to be our little halftime show. So we'll have 26 cows, a bull, 26 cows.
Do you want to make any speculations about who the high selling cows or the most popular ones will be?
You know, we knew you were going to ask that question, and I told Amelia, there is no way I am going to answer that question. So I will answer this. On ours, we both have a bet. We have 2 cows that we're putting in that we think are going to do really well. And I guess that my A&S Foxy 50-50, which is a 50-50 BCB son or daughter, will do the best of ours. And you picked
A&S first place. She's out of one of our favorite cows and just beautiful. I hope she does well because I'm hesitant to sell her. She's just she's just stunning in the pasture. She's white and Parker Brown spots and just gorgeous.
So there's always a little competition between us. We always try to guess who's going to do better with our consignments. So it's kind of fun.
So what are we betting? Is it like a bottle of wine or somebody has to water all the plants behind
I think
you?
it should be a week of chores, don't you? We'll have to figure out that bet. I'll let you know about that. I don't want to water the house plants, so that's not going to be a deal.
So looking back over the years that you've been involved with the sale, can you tell us one of the funniest moments that you remember?
I'm going to throw Amelia under the bus, and I love her to death, and hopefully she will love me after this. But Dan Huntington was the auctioneer one year at the Fay sale, and he kept the ball rolling really quick. And he usually started out at $500 bid. He'd go down to a $500 bid, and when he said 5, he was saying 5,000. So my wife bought probably a $2,000 cow for $5,000, and I looked over at her and I couldn't believe it. She goes, "I thought it was $500." But Dan saw that right away, and to save our marriage, he's like, "I don't think she meant to bid that," and kind of started over. It was funny afterwards. The guy that was selling, he came up to me and he goes, "I thought you were going to be my best friend for an hour there."
An hour, like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What about you, Amelia? Do you have a favorite memory or a funny moment?
There was another funny one that Daniel, when he was the very first Fay sale we went to, he was loading up a cow afterwards, and it kicked him right in the shin really hard. And my kids were little at the time. He held it back, no Swiss German or anything, cuss words, and I was like, man, that guy's awesome. We didn't even know him then, and he really held it together, but you could tell it hurt.
So those are some of your funniest moments. Do you have an overall most memorable moment from the sale?
Well, just like probably a lot of people, we have had the trailer come off of its hitch before, and I think that was an overloading on my part, but trying to make one trip instead of 3, that's probably a bad idea. Overall fun moment or overall moments at the Fay sale. I mean, I just remember always, even when I first started going to those, we didn't really know anyone, and everyone was always so nice. It was pretty fun experiencing that. And, you know, for us, when we started out, we didn't pay very much for our very first herd of Longhorns. Like everyone, we just kind of finally realized we didn't have good stuff. But it was interesting going to one and seeing a cow sell for, I think it was like, at that time, it was $16,000, I think. And I was like, wow. And the guy PO'd her, and I was like, whoa, I can't wait till we get to that level.
The legacy sale this year was fun. I think as far as most memorable moments, watching those 2 cows sell for first 200,000, and then right after 160,000, it was like, wow, there's some serious, serious buyers and seriously beautiful cows in this industry. So,
Yeah, there was lots of excitement in the building at that time.
oh yeah.
There
was
was,
fun.
yeah.
So for those people that are coming to the sale and are looking for things to do nearby, what do you suggest?
Dundee has a lot of wineries. If you're into wine, there's wine tasting everywhere. There's lots of microbrews in the area too, if you're into just drinking in general. The Oregon coast is only an hour away. If you haven't made it out to the Oregon coast, it's beautiful, cold to get in the water, but beautiful, rocky shores, tide pools, just gorgeous out there. If you prefer to go the other direction to the mountains, we've got Mount Hood, just an hour away, and almost year-round skiing. I don't know by June, probably June's a little tight, but there's skiers that trek up there all year round to hit the glaciers and the snowpack there. So
Tons of hiking trails,
Yep.
all over the place in this area. I like to fly fish. We have world-class fly fishing. At our place, there's 2 rivers that come together, and we have friends bringing their extra kayaks and paddle boards for people. So we'll have lots of that available in just right here. And then we have our friend that has a ski boat, and he's going to take people out. You'll probably have to sign a waiver or something, but he's going to take some people out on the Willamette River, which is a pretty good sized river, touching our property. So we can just take the ATV down to the dock and jump in the river.
Nice.
Well, I know that, excuse me, I know that this is one of Jamie and I's favorite sales for lots of reasons, but just the setting in Oregon just seems to give it the sale kind of a different feel and different energy. And it's fun to see that for sure. So thank you guys for continuing to have it.
thank you for coming all the way out to Oregon to help us sell those cows.
One of Jamie and I's favorite memories from your sale was when you let, I don't think I drove, I think it was just you, Jamie. You let us get behind the wheel of your Tesla and we did a pickup truck confession interview with you as well. So for folks who are wanting to know more kind of about how you got into the breed and more specifics on your program, they should definitely go check that out and check out Jamie's driving skills too. So.
Yep. There were no wrecks, no dents.
Yeah, once I figured out how to actually turn the car on, we were good to go. A little bit. Do you have anything else that you want to say about the sale?
No, we're just looking forward to seeing a bunch of Longhorn breeders over here. And if they can't make it, we would really encourage them to use Hired Hands Live and get some bidding done. I think we've got a great group of cattle this year, so it's pretty fun to see all the nice consignments that came in. I think people really stepped up their game. They want to make sure that people come to these sales, so they put in good stuff, and we did the same. So we really encourage people to come, have fun here in Oregon. Great wine tasting, great food. If they need to find a spot that to stay, they can feel free to call me or call Amelia. We have a lot of people around here that have B&Bs, but we also have some good hotel recommendations.
Well, perfect. Well, we look forward to seeing you all in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks for joining us today.
for having us.
Bye, guys.